Where instinct reigns, hesitation is a death sentence. Every move, every decision is a fight for survival. Welcome to the world of silent predators. In its world, the lynx is precision-made flesh. It is not a creature of immense size, but one born for silent movement and absolute control. These are the elements that forge the lynx into a lethal hunter of the deep wilds. A lynx's greatest challenge isn't always its prey. Sometimes the deadliest foe is one of its own kind. These creatures are solitary, their existence depending on a fiercely guarded territory and its food supply. When those boundaries are violated, conflict is inevitable. They wait for an opportunity to appear. War erupts when food is scarce, or when two rivals lay claim to the same hunting ground. In those moments, a lynx will attack to enforce control and protect its right to survive. In the wild, holding your ground is every bit as critical as making a kill. In the wild, the dance between lynx and rabbit is an age-old story of survival. To the lynx, the rabbit is a frequent target, but never a simple prize. Its small frame may seem fragile, but it hides a state of high alert and swift reflexes that present a true challenge. The lynx's hunt is fraught with difficulty. The rabbit can explode into a sprint and change direction in a heartbeat, forcing the predator to waste precious energy on a mistimed lunge. When food is scarce, every hunt is a matter of life and death. An encounter with a rabbit becomes a rare opportunity, a chance for the lynx to sustain itself without paying an exorbitant price. For the lynx, the deer is no easy prey. Its size and agility make it a true challenge. The lynx cannot sustain a long chase, nor does it seek a direct confrontation. It targets only the right individual. When a deer is found alone, the lynx seizes the fleeting opportunity. In the wild, this is how a rare chance becomes survival. When apex predators share a territory, conflict is inevitable. The lynx and the cougar represent two different tiers of power in the same ecosystem. The cougar, superior in size and raw force, is built to dominate in a direct confrontation. Its mere presence casts a palpable shadow. When a hard-won meal is threatened, especially after an energy-draining hunt, it will stand its ground to protect the prize. This is not a contest for glory, but a desperate fight for survival. In the lynx's strategy for survival, small prey is an essential asset. Squirrels are a steady source of fuel, with minimal risk. The lynx chooses them not for the fight, but for the efficiency. When it confronts a squirrel, the outcome is decided in an instant. The cat can explode to 30 miles per hour in a short sprint. It is all the edge it needs to close the distance. In the wild, these smaller hunts are what keep the lynx alive between the high-stakes gambles for bigger game. In the world of mid-tier predators, the bobcat and coyote are locked in a bitter rivalry. They stalk the same prey, making brutal conflict inevitable. For the bobcat, a direct attack is the ultimate way to crush the competition. In most head-to-head showdowns, the coyote is hopelessly outmatched. Despite their similar size, the bobcat's explosive power, split-second reflexes, and ability to overwhelm in an instant give it the decisive edge. Near areas rich in food, lynx and wolves are sometimes forced to cross paths. Not out of hostility, but because the instinct to survive pushes them into the same confined space. Facing a lynx that hunts solo, fast and decisive, a lone wolf can easily be put at a disadvantage. Even when another wolf appears, caution remains. Beyond the raw, head-on confrontations, another challenger emerges, more silent, but no less formidable. The red fox, one of nature's most cunning and adaptable predators. An adult stands roughly 16 inches at the shoulder, a lean 11 to 22 pounds of pure efficiency. This lightweight build allows for swift, silent movement, conserving energy for the hunt. Its senses are its arsenal. Ears that detect the faintest tremor, a nose that locks onto scents from miles away, and eyes that pierce the deepest shadows. To the red fox, a squirrel demands precision over power. Small and lightning fast, any misstep is a costly failure. The fox doesn't bother with long chases. The squirrel is a small meal, but a common, low-risk target, an opportunity the fox seldom misses. Backed by blistering speed and a master's technique, the hunt is all but over before it begins. In the red fox's saga of survival, it isn't always the largest prey that matters. Mice, a small target, yet a lifeline. Easily cornered and energy-rich for the effort, they become a steady source of fuel during the harshest trials. Especially in winter, when food is scarce, these tiny creatures hold the key to life and death. The fox leverages its razor-sharp senses to their absolute limit. Hearing detects the faintest rustle. Smell pinpoints the prey even when hidden from sight. No prolonged chase is needed. A single, precise moment is all it takes. These predators don't reign with sheer power, but with a single, perfectly timed explosion of force. Between hunger and survival, one decision seals their fate. Welcome to a world where every strike is a matter of life or death. In the realm of predators, the lynx doesn't dominate through sheer numbers or brute force. Its power is in solitude, stealth, and lethal efficiency. Those black tufted ears are no mere ornament. They are biological antennas, locking onto the faintest sound. A single footfall from hundreds of yards away is all it needs to acquire a target. The markhor, is a formidable quarry. Its large frame, powerful spiraling horns, and agility on steep terrain make any approach fraught with peril. One false move, and the tables are turned. The lynx is not a creature of the long chase. It lacks stamina, but is a master of the ambush. Only when the opportunity is absolute is the attack unleashed, a moment where survival is seized in a heartbeat. In nature, the relationship between the lynx and the rabbit is a timeless dance of survival. For the lynx, the rabbit is a frequent target, but never an easy kill. Its small size is deceptive. A hair-trigger alertness and lightning-fast reflexes make it a true challenge. When food is scarce, each hunt is a life or death gamble. Finding a rabbit is a critical opportunity, a chance for the lynx to survive without paying too high a price. The lynx is no marathon predator. Its power is the ambush. Its weapon is patience. A deer is a large and dangerous quarry. A single kick from its hind legs can be devastating. And so, the lynx strikes only when the outcome is certain. Its jaws deliver several hundred PSI of crushing force, enough to lock onto the throat and end the struggle in seconds. The lynx walks a lonely path. A male's dominion is a vast wilderness, a sprawling kingdom of 40 to 150 square miles, its borders drawn by the hunt. But when an intruder dares to cross that line, the silence shatters. The lynx craves no conflict, but it will unleash fury to protect its claim. To lose ground is a death sentence. And when mating season arrives, the stakes skyrocket. The fight is no longer for territory. It's a brutal war for bloodline. In the realm of mid-sized predators, the bobcat and the coyote are bitter rivals. They hunt the same grounds for the same prey, making conflict not just possible, but inevitable. For the bobcat, a confrontation isn't a rash decision. An attack on a coyote is a calculated strike to crush the competition, eliminating a rival before resources grow thin. In most of these clashes, the coyote finds itself on the losing end, despite the two predators being almost evenly matched in size. Wolves stalk the edges of a lynx's hunting grounds, not to confront, but to probe. Face to face with a master of the solo hunt, a wolf has no advantage. The only wise choice is not to attack, but to retreat. Caracal, the silent assassin of the parched lands. Yet every movement is executed with deadly precision. Its long, tufted ears are more than a trademark. They are precision finders, locking onto prey across the open expanse. They don't rely on stamina. The caracal hunts with an explosive burst of power. It all happens so fast, the prey scarcely realizes the danger until the very last second. The caracal is a versatile predator. When conditions are right, they will even take on a warthog if the moment strikes. It's a high-stakes gamble, but a necessary one in a world where the next meal is never guaranteed. In the hunt, the caracal can explode into short bursts, hitting speeds of nearly 50 miles per hour. Its power isn't in the drawn-out chase, but in that single, decisive explosion of force. The serval, a predator born for the tall grasslands of Africa. With its unusually long legs and slender body, enduring speed isn't its weapon. It hunts by sound and precision. The serval is renowned for its astonishing vertical leaps. It can launch itself more than 6 feet into the air, plunging down on its target with near absolute accuracy. Rodents, birds, reptiles, few escape that final moment. A mouse is small prey, but it provides the vital energy a serval needs to survive. This low-risk hunt minimizes danger. A single, precise pounce is all it takes. It's a strategy perfectly suited to the serval's existence in the wild, where every mistake has a price. The serval has evolved to dominate the mid-level predator tier, where small prey determines survival. Every aspect of its body is built for precision and efficiency, not for direct confrontation. Yet the serval itself becomes a target for apex predators. For lions, attacking a serval is not about feeding, but about removing a potential ecological threat. For leopards, the serval is simply a food source, a necessary meal to sustain life.
Wolves hunt with more than just fang and claw. They hunt with endurance, with discipline, and with a coordination that turns the chase itself into a closing trap. Every stride is calculated. Every approach carries the weight of the entire pack. Welcome to the world of the wolf. Yellowstone. A wolf does not hunt alone. They are predators of the pack, bound by the howl, by scent, and by an unspoken language. The wolf's power is not in the first bite. It is in the coordination, in the discipline, in reading the prey's slightest mistake, and the endurance to press the chase to its absolute end. Here, victory does not belong to the strongest. It belongs to the pack. In the northern lands, thousands of reindeer are on the move, following an ancient memory of their kind. A colossal migration and an irresistible call to the predators. The oldest wolf leads the way. It does not rely on chance. It relies on the memory of many seasons of the hunt, knowing precisely where the herd will pass and where an opening might appear. Then, the target is revealed. A young calf, small but not easily overcome. For this migrating species, speed is not just an advantage. It is the condition for survival. This time, the young one is faster. It shakes its pursuer and vanishes back into the heart of the herd. As the great herd moves on, this young one has begun to tire. If it cannot keep up, it will be left behind, where the cold and predators await. For a migrating species, to endure is not just instinct. It is the condition for survival. And now, The only way is to rise and move on. The wolf has stalked this herd for a long time. In the heart of the Scandinavian winter, where temperatures can plummet to 40 degrees below zero. The cold does not just cover the land. It wears down every creature trying to survive. To endure, the wolf must hunt again. But to hunt alone is a dangerous gamble. A full-grown reindeer weighs hundreds of pounds, so it does not choose the strongest. It waits for the weakest. Then the moment arrives. In that instant, the hunter knows the prize is within its grasp. From a distance, bison can look like the very embodiment of slowness. But up close, that is a dangerous mistake. An adult bull can weigh nearly 2,000 pounds, and when it charges, that mass turns into a force capable of smashing through anything in its path. Its horns, built on a bony core and sheathed in thick keratin, make every blow land like a sledgehammer strike. In a herd, they are not just stronger in numbers, but more effective. More eyes to stay alert. More bodies to shield the calves. In bison, strength does not rest in the individual alone, but in the living formation of the herd. Spring brings a new rhythm of life to Yellowstone, as bison calves begin arriving in greatest numbers from late April through May. But where there are newborns, predators are never far behind. A newborn bison calf, weighing around 15 to 25 kilograms, is a rich source of energy, and one that wolves track with all the patience of a top predator. Mothers do not leave their calves for even a moment, and the herd is always ready to respond. The wolves test their luck. But for bison, protecting the young is not just instinct. It is the strength of a giant herbivore shaped by discipline, vigilance, and a remarkably dangerous ability to fight back. Across the grasslands of Yellowstone, a calf may be the target, but the herd is the true power. Hunger does not make wolves reckless. It makes them more dangerous. The lead wolf moves quietly at the front, a seasoned hunter with enough experience to recognize the moment when the bison herd is at its weakest. Then the opening appears. One calf falls half a beat behind. Instantly, the wolf explodes into motion. Speed surges forward, and survival itself is compressed into one sudden burst of pursuit. The calf is too young to defend itself, and by the time the mother turns back, the hunt is already over. In Yellowstone, the distance between safety and loss can sometimes be no more than a single missed step. To survive, each wolf must consume several kilograms of meat a day, forcing the pack to keep hunting without rest. In short bursts, they can reach speeds of nearly 70 kilometers per hour, but their real advantage lies in endurance and in their ability to sustain long pursuits across open ground. During the hunt, the pack works in tight coordination through howls, body posture, and experience sharpened by repeated chases. Ahead of them stands a full-grown bison, hundreds of kilograms of muscle, power, and danger. But if they manage to bring one down, it could provide enough food to sustain the entire pack for days. And it is that reward that makes this hunt a gamble worth taking. In the vast expanse of the sky, the eagle commands its domain with the calm of an apex predator. A wingspan of over 7 feet allows it to ride the thermal updrafts, conserving energy while maintaining an absolute advantage in altitude. But its most dangerous weapon lies in its gaze. The eagle's eyes are so sharp they can lock onto the slightest movement from immense distances, granting it the ultimate advantage in the hunt, to see without being seen. And then, in a heartbeat, the dive begins. Silent, decisive, a strike so precise it is nearly inescapable. In the open terrain of rocky crags and grasslands, to leave cover is to expose oneself to peril. The most likely targets are not the strong and mature, but the young, the inexperienced, or the weak. Reveal yourself a moment too soon, and the threat can descend from the sky itself. The elk emerges as a living fortress of the northern forest. A mature bull can carry over 660 pounds of weight, and on its head, a rack of true bone, regrown each year at an astonishing rate. When the mating season arrives, that rack becomes a symbol of rank, power, and peril. With just one well-timed charge, its body mass and sprawling antlers are enough to force any predator to retreat. Winter has buried the grass beneath 8 inches of snow. For the elk, foraging has never been more difficult. They must dig, they must push. The wolf pack takes notice. They shadow the elk, but the deep snow makes every step of the pursuit a heavy one. Even the predators cannot afford to waste energy this winter. Then, a call echoes out. Short, urgent, enough to halt the entire pack. They understand the signal. An easier meal awaits, and just like that, the hunt is abandoned. In the heart of a harsh winter, an easy meal is always worth more than a risky chase. The bitter cold, the elk herd weakens. Food is scarce. Stamina fades. This is when the wolves gain the advantage. They hunt not just with speed, but with the strategy of the pack. A closing circle, a steady pace, a single animal separated from the herd. And from that moment, the end comes swiftly. The Badlands, a land of wind, grass, and endurance. Stretching across the vast plains, this is home to many wild species. But few residents are as resilient as the prairie dog. They have long inhabited this land, living in colonies, standing guard for one another, and carving intricate underground cities beneath the soil. Prairie dogs live in bustling communities, where many families share a territory and collectively guard the safety of the entire colony. As pure herbivores, they lack the fangs or claws for a direct confrontation with a predator. What ensures their survival is their bond, their alarm calls, and the complex network of tunnels deep underground. When the call rings out, it means an enemy is close. The more eyes on watch, the higher the alert. A cobra, a predator that relies on powerful muscle, a lightning-fast strike, and venom to immobilize its target. The calls intensify. The snake is targeting the youngest pups. The father moves out to assess the situation. To protect the young, the father launches repeated attacks, blocking the snake's path to his offspring. And sometimes, just a few determined strikes like these are enough to make a predator abandon its hunt. The prairie dogs forage relentlessly, while the 5-week-old pups only want to play, restless and full of energy. But on the grasslands, youth also means greater risk. Then, a cry rings out. Not a social call. It's an alarm. A wildcat is dangerously close, silent, patient, and extremely dangerous. It relies on stealth and a lightning-fast pounce to single out the most vulnerable targets. The call ripples throughout the colony. It's not just a warning for the clan, it's a signal to the predator. It has been seen, and when the element of surprise is lost, this hunt may already be over. In the wild, victory is never given. Every creature must face the trial of hunger, of the elements, and the relentless struggle for survival. There are the hunters, and there are the hunted. But beyond this, all are part of a delicate balance, held for millennia.
Where both sky and land conceal danger, every moment is a test of survival. There is no room for hesitation, no second chance to correct a mistake. Welcome to a world with no villains, only survival. The falcon is the master of the aerial assault. In a dive, it shatters 186 miles per hour, making it the fastest bird on the planet. For this predator, the hunt isn't a long chase. It's a single moment where speed and precision end everything in a heartbeat. In the growing stillness, the wild duck lets down its guard. But this brief moment of peace is a deadly invitation to the hunter in the sky. The rabbit is the hawk's fated prey. In a frantic dash for its life, it can hit nearly 40 miles per hour, constantly changing direction to escape. But from the sky above, the hawk does not need a long chase. A single rabbit provides a surge of vital energy, fueling the flights and hunts to come. Between the hawk and the owl, conflict is born from territory. Both are masters of the sky, apex predators requiring vast expanses to watch and hunt. Where their domains overlap, the very existence of one becomes a direct challenge to the other. These clashes are not meant to kill, but to dominate, to drive out the intruder and claim unquestioned control of their kingdom. The eagle possesses a large, yet well-balanced body. Its wide wingspan allows it to glide for hours without the need for constant flapping. Sharp eyesight enables it to detect prey from kilometers away. In the vast sky, the eagle does not rush. It observes, calculates, and waits for the right moment to strike. Its power lies not in display, but in its control of space and absolute patience before every decision tied to survival. Not all confrontations begin with an attack. An eagle hunts a fox not from malice, but from the raw imperative of survival. Yet, not every fox is prey. From the sky, it watches for separation from the pack, for a moment of slowness, a lapse in vigilance. In this showdown, the eagle doesn't look for strength. It looks for a mistake, and only when the opportunity is absolute. The hunt begins. In a land ruled by brutal terrain, the advantage doesn't go to the strongest. A mountain goat is no easy prey. A full-grown adult, weighing over 100 pounds, is far too massive for an eagle to carry off. So, the eagle doesn't hunt with strength. It hunts with patience. In this high-stakes duel, victory isn't decided by the strike, but by the first mistake. Hunting mountain goats at these heights is the eagle's specialty, but the pursuit is rarely flawless. A single, well-timed reaction from the goat is enough for the opportunity to vanish. At such altitudes, failure is not dramatic. It passes in silence, leaving the predator to wait for the next moment in a world where every mistake carries a cost. In the harshest periods, when food becomes scarce, eagles are forced into uncompromising battles for survival. At this point, food is no longer a choice, but a condition for continued existence. Yet even when prey has been secured, the hunt is not truly over. The dominant individual is the one that keeps the prize, carrying life back for itself. In the silence, every variable has been weighed. An eagle does not hunt on impulse. Every decision is born of observation and cold calculation. It always targets the weakest. Among the deer, this is the young, or the individual separated from the herd. From the heights, the eagle watches in silence, descending only when the opportunity is secure. In this hunt, the right choice of prey is far more critical than mere power. In the wide open sky, every flutter of a wing can be a fatal signal. To the eagle, smaller birds are the ideal quarry. Lightweight, with slower reflexes, and virtually defenseless, they present an irresistible target. The eagle's choice isn't about ease. It's about brutal efficiency, a swift, low-risk strike that costs far less energy than battling larger beasts. Vultures are not born to hunt. They possess no sharp talons for the attack, no burst of speed for the chase. The vulture's body is engineered for a different calling. Its long, featherless neck allows it to delve deep into a carcass, a design that keeps its body free from clinging bacteria. In the grand order of nature, the vulture is no predator. It is the silent gear that keeps the environment in balance. From hundreds of feet in the sky, a vulture can spot a carcass below. Keen eyesight, combined with the cues from its own kind, helps it zero in on the precise spot where life has ended. To a vulture, death is not a warning sign. It is the source of survival, its very role in the natural order. The relationship between lions and vultures allows no room for mercy. A kill, even when abandoned by another, belongs to whoever has the strength to control it. Vultures are not merely late arrivals, they are a direct threat to a lion's authority. Eliminating a vulture is a clear, cold message sent to all the others. Vultures feast on what other species dare not touch. Their ironclad digestive systems annihilate deadly bacteria, halting the spread of plagues across the wild. Without them, carcasses would linger, unleashing bacteria and plunging the ecosystem into chaos. In silence, vultures ensure the great circle of life remains unbroken. In the world above, where every soar is a dance with survival, the eagle and the vulture rarely walk the same path. Their worlds seldom collide. Each carves out a different existence. But when scarcity reigns, they are forced to converge on a single carcass. There, the power of the predator is no longer permanent. There are moments when even those that once ruled the skies are forced to step back, helplessly watching another claim the meal. In the wild, nothing exists without a purpose. Every creature plays its part, upholding the delicate balance of life. Predator, prey, scavenger, each operates within an ancient order. When every link in this chain holds its place, nature endures in silent, unwavering stability. Thank you for watching until the very end. If you found this journey compelling, hit like, share to spread the story, and subscribe so you never miss the expeditions to come.